Hi everyone, I'm Chuck Hart, founder of Hart Edge BioOps Consulting. After 30 years of leading teams through startups, scale-ups, and turnarounds in biopharma, I've learned that great leadership isn't complicated, but it is intentional. I call it the AEIOU of leadership: authenticity, engagement, integrity, ownership, and understanding. 5 core traits that separate managers from true leaders and that build trust, accountability, and excellence in every operation. Let's start with A, authenticity. And I'll be honest, this one took me years to really understand. Authenticity isn't about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about being real, showing up the same way, whether you're in front of the CEO or in front of junior operators. People can read authenticity instantly. They can tell if you're leading from truth or from posture. When I started showing a little more of myself, not just the polished version, that's when people started leaning in. That openness builds trust, and in operations, trust is the foundation of safety, compliance, and performance. E stands for engagement. And let me tell you, engagement isn't a survey, score, or a town hall once a quarter. It's how you show up every day. I've always believed that leadership happens in the small moments. When you stop to ask a question on the floor, when you notice someone's body language in a meeting, or when you take time to explain why something matters. I used to walk the production suites and see things others missed, not because I was inspecting, but because I was observing and listening. People respond to leaders who are present. It's difficult to define presence, but it's apparent when you see it. You can't coach engagement into a team. You have to model it. When people feel seen and heard, they stop working for you and start working with you. The I is integrity. I tell people this all the time. Integrity doesn't really count until it costs you something. It's easy to do the right thing when everyone is watching, but what about when you're behind schedule, when a client's pressing hard, or when fixing a problem means owning an uncomfortable truth? In our industry, where what we make ends up in patients, integrity isn't optional, it's a requirement. And it shows up in how you make decisions, how you communicate, and how you handle bad news. I've had moments where doing the right thing meant missing a metric or even delaying or canceling a batch. But those were also the moments that built trust. And that's what integrity does. It compounds, one honest decision at a time. O is for ownership. Ownership is all about accountability and empowerment. It's where accountability becomes action. It's not about blame. It's about empowerment. When leaders take ownership of results, of culture, communication, others follow suit, and then true ownership becomes the standard. A culture of ownership means problems get solved faster, and people stop waiting for permission to improve. And finally, U is for understanding. To me, this is where leadership becomes human. Understanding doesn't mean agreeing with everything. It means taking the time to see what's behind someone's actions or decisions. Early in my career, I was quick to fix problems. Later, I learned that slowing down to understand them was far more powerful. Every person on your team brings their own story, their own motivation, and their own challenges. When you take the time to understand, really listen, you create loyalty, trust, and collaboration. And understanding fuels better communication, better alignment, and better outcomes. So that's AEIOU: authenticity, engagement, integrity, ownership, and understanding. It's not a checklist. It's a compass. Whether you're leading a small team or an entire organization, these 5 principles create the kind of culture people want to be part of. One built on trust, clarity, and purpose. When you lead with AEIOU, transformation isn't forced, it flows. If you're ready to bring this kind of leadership to your organization, let's talk. Thanks for listening.